Which one is it?
Hey, everybody. Team, not the boot camp, the action. It's time again. We're in the right place this time. I was on my profile page accidentally going live, and then I saw one of my regular live participants, and I knew I was in the wrong place. So now I should be in the team page, but let's make absolutely sure that I am. And I know there's a delay, so it's going to take a few minutes. Yes, we're in the right place. It's going to take a few minutes. Oh, Sean's already here. It didn't take that long. Okay. So as you guys come in, speak, say hello. Let me know who's here. Hey, Sean. Hey, Jay. Good to see you, ladies. Especially if you have a special guest with you. If you have a loved one, a husband, a spouse, a significant other with you, please let us know that they are here. I understand, people may be busy. Hey, Janetta. Hey, Erlene.
Hey.
How y'all doing? So, they may not be able to watch the live, but hopefully they'll be able to watch the replay. But let me know if anyone is here. So glad to see so many of you coming in so quickly. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys' flexibility. Hey, Akiba, Alicia, Tish, what's going on, girl? Good to see you guys.
Hey.
Like I said, I appreciate you guys' flexibility. Ron had to work yesterday because we drove in from Nashville from doing a show. And so we left. By the time we got back to Birmingham, he had to go to work. So we couldn't do our normal Monday night. Gonna get hubby to watch the replay. Great, Erlene. I already know you have great support from your hubby, but hopefully something we say or share can spark some ideas or inspiration for even more support. All right, guys, we're going to jump right in and get started very quickly because, again, we really want to be mindful of time tonight, especially because we may have our men that are listening in and we don't want to ramble on and waste their time. We appreciate you guys in advance for being willing to listen in. Hey, Miss Nicole, how you doing? Tonight's theme is relationship support. And I said relationship support because, as you guys may know, Ron and I are not married. I need to clarify that because everybody thinks that we are married, which I guess is a good thing, but we are not married. And so tonight's message is not just for spouses. It is for husbands, of course, and wives. It is for significant others, boyfriends and girlfriends, but it's also for mothers or kids or our family members, anyone who you rely on to support you in your business. Hey, Cheryl, thanks for tuning in. So, so it's not just for married people, and I have all kinds of people trying to join my group, join this group right now. Gotta go to sleep. Tonight's theme is relationship support. Okay, well, we're definitely gonna try to keep it brief. Now, before we get started about what we are going to talk about, and don't worry, I'm going to give Ron the floor in a minute. I'm just talking while y'all come on. What are we not going to do today? He loves to say this part, so I'll let him say it.
Okay, this is not relationship counseling. This is not life coaching. This is none of that type of stuff. Basically, we just wanted to tell you all about our personal experiences in the business and how we work together, and as far as how our relationship actually helps our business grow. So this is not a lecture, so please tell your men I'm not here to. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't want people telling me what to do, and I'm pretty sure y'all men don't want another dude on here just lecturing them. So that's not what we're gonna do. What we'll do tonight is just basically talk about our experiences from the beginning of Tina's journey in paparazzi up until now, and things that we faced, the obstacles, the good times, the bad times. So hopefully it'll help you all in your journeys also. So.
All right. So, hey, Pam, Tara, everyone. I think Lonnie, I saw her come in. Everyone who came in, Giselle, as he was talking. Thank you to everybody who's here. We're going to go ahead and get started. He was just talking. That's his favorite part of the whole talk. He wanted to make it very clear. We're not relationship coaching. No. We ain't preaching at nobody. We're not getting in people's personal businesses. We just want to share our experience and hopes that it may inspire and encourage some of you. Somebody said that it's frozen. Erlene said it froze. Are we frozen for anybody else? Y'all let us know, because from what we're seeing, it looks like everything is still going fine. All right, that was it. Go back.
Listen.
Right there. That was it.
Fresh. Yeah, but I don't see the screen.
Hey, Tommy. Okay, I'm still seeing people. Okay, Letitia says not frozen. Okay. So, okay, Giselle. Okay, so it may just be Erlene. So, great. All right. So, with that out of the way, he just explained what we are and aren't going to talk about tonight. So, let's get started. And I want to start, and then I'm going to yield the floor to Ron. And I just want to kind of share our journey from my perspective. First of all, notice I say our journey, because even though I signed up to be a paparazzi consultant, when he had to pull Tina to the side and spank her for acting. Only Nico. Happy birthday, by the way. But anyway, Nicole says in and out. It looks fine on our end, so hopefully the replay will be okay, because it's looking perfectly fine on our end. So we're gonna keep rolling, and we're kind of watching it from his phone as well, or trying to as well. That might be, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, let's get started. So I say it's our journey, because even though I signed up as a paparazzi consultant, it truly was our journey, because from step one, he has been involved and actively a part of the process. Hey, Shonda, good to see you, love. So I found out about paparazzi because you guys know Alicia is my cousin, and I saw her posting about this jewelry. So I researched it, and I decided, this looks like something I might actually want to do. Never been into direct sales, anything like that, but I really was looking for a change, looking for something new, a new way to make income. He can tell you about how I was making money on the side prior to paparazzi. He was not pleased.
We'll talk about that in a second.
And so, yeah, Nicole, I know. And so, when I decided to do it, I'm a single person. Hey, Shirley. So I could have easily said, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tell him about it, and he can get with it or not get with it. But when you're in a relationship, guys, whether you're married or not married, you have to understand that the decisions you make affect both of you. And so I did not want to get started in something where I was not gonna have his support, or at least know where he stood, and give him the opportunity to express how he feel about it, you know. And so I talked to him about it, and I expected him to either have reservations or to say, well, you know, it ain't my thing, but you do whatever you want to do. But that was not his response. Hey, whoever that is speaking down there. Hey, Miss Shirley. But that wasn't his response. He said, yes, do it. And I really didn't know how to take it. I was like, okay, when is he going to come out the bag? When is he going to flip on me? But he was 100% in from day one. And not only was he 100% in, he was like, which kit are you going to get? And when I explained it, he was like, I was just going to get the $99 kit. He was like, well, you think you could do the $2.99 kit? Get the $2.99 kit. So from out the gate, he was so supportive. So that gave me the confidence that I needed, because those of you who are consultants or who have signed consultants, you guys know that one of the hardest parts is the first step of signing up. The second hardest part is once you sign up, having the courage to actually jump out there and work your business. But that gave me the courage that I needed. Sink or swim, win or lose, at least he was going to have my back. And it relieved pressure, because there's nothing worse than feeling like you're doing something that the most important person in your life is not on board with. And so I was very fortunate in that. So I got started in a year's time. I ranked up 3 times. In a year's time, I was making over $1,000 a month in commissions. In a year's time, I was making thousands of dollars at vending events. And I don't brag when I say that, because I cannot take credit for it. And I'm not going to cry tonight, but I cannot take full credit for that. Hey, Michelle, I have to give him credit for it, because if he had not been with me, walking this journey with me, I believe that eventually I would have gotten where I want to be, but not nearly at the speed that I got to it. Because when I was afraid, he pushed me to do things. When I wanted to try things, he said, okay, well, what do we need to do? And whatever it was I needed, he was willing to do it. I was afraid to talk to people. He probably talked to more people about the opportunity than I did. He works at a hotel. Every woman that walked in the door, he was giving them my phone number to talk to me about the business. And so I really have to give credit to where I am for shut up, Sean. I really have to give credit for where I am to him. And I say this publicly because it really makes a difference. And hopefully that encourages you guys and the men and significant others in your lives to know that if you're concerned about failure, get behind your paparazzi consultant and watch and see how fast they skyrocket in this business.
Okay,
so
I got something to say.
I'm gonna let him go.
So going back to when Tina decided to do this paparazzi thing, I don't know if she ever told you all what her part-time job was.
No, I did not.
Okay, do you mind if I discuss?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So Tina was doing these transports for, was DHR or something like that?
Department of Human Resources.
Department of Human Resources. Children who had been, had from broken families and other, bad situations or whatever. So her part-time job was basically transporting these kids to visit their families. So this was basically on the weekends. So me and Tina worked during the week. So basically our only time was to see each other was on the weekends. So pretty much when she was doing these transports, she would leave for hours at a time during the weekend. So then we also didn't have the opportunity to see each other, because she was doing these transports. So that was part of the reason why I told her to go ahead on and try the paparazzi thing, because at the least we could at least see each other. We could at least do the events together. So, and I thought it would be better her doing that than her doing these transports.
It was,
And the transports, she had a few tough situations with some of the kids that she was transporting, and I'll just leave it at that. But she would come home and she would be just,
depressed.
Depressed. So part of the reason why I wanted her to do this was because I thought it would be a better, maybe a more fun way of earning money, and also that we could also spend time with each other and actually do the events together. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted Tina to get involved in this, and that's one of the reasons why I've been so involved in it from the jump because this has given us an opportunity to spend more time with each other and actually get closer and learn more things about each other that we probably would have never learned had it not been through these circumstances. So I just wanted to let you all know that. So, but you can. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give him the floor but like I said, from day one, he missed my very first vendor event for a very important reason. His sister-in-law passed, and that was unexpected, and I was gonna cancel the event to be with him and the family, and he said, no, you go to the event, I'll go to the services. But from that point on, he has missed very few events. Even if he can't be at the entire event, he has worked all night and then came to pick me up, load my car, and take me to my events. And he's not just there. He doesn't just lean on a wall. He doesn't go in the back and take a nap. Those of you who've seen us at events, he probably gets more sales than I do. Little old ladies love him. Young ladies do too, but I make my presence known. But people love him because he's not salesy. He's just him. He's a man, and people, but people love us, and they love our interaction together because we actually have fun. Even when we are not seeing eye to eye, we've had fallouts and disagreements.
Let me just say,
his fault.
Some of the worst arguments we've had, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, setting up at events.
Nerves.
I call it game day. It's game day when we setting up, and we got to come up with a game plan, and depending on the event, if it's outdoor, if it's indoor, and we got to work together, and we got to come up with something. And me being a man, I can have a tendency to think that my way is the best way. I'll admit that. We got it on video. Only time I'm ever gonna admit that is one time. So. I have a tendency to do that, but at the end of the day, we work out our differences, and it's actually, I think it's healthy, that we can actually have those situations and then work through them. And then usually, if we have conflict, the event goes that much better because for some reason I guess the intensity, and it just works out that way. So.
We throw ourselves into our work, so to speak. But, everything he said. But no matter whether or not we're mad at each other or whatever, we are there for a common goal, which is to maximize the event, maximize the opportunity. And so we lay that stuff aside and we work the event. And a lot of times through the event, by the time it's ended, we're over it, or we don't even really know what we were arguing about, or afterwards we feel so good about having accomplished something together in spite of that we're able to just talk through or work through whatever it is and resolve it. And so again, he's really been a blessing. And the speed at which, that's the point I want to make, and I'm going to give him the floor. The speed at which I have grown in this business is attributed to that teamwork. I'm not working on my own. I'm not trying to figure it out on my own. I'm not fighting against somebody, because even when he doesn't agree, like when I started doing larger events, he was a little slower to get on board about the investment that it would take, but he never said no. He a couple times he said, "No, I don't think you ought to," but eventually, and I respected that because we're a team, but eventually I kind of eased some more in, and then finally he was like, "Okay, well, I don't know, but if you want to do it, I'm gonna support you." And that's what he did. He didn't say go and do it and then sit there the whole time and say, "I told you," at every little thing, or sit there and wait on me to fail. He got behind me and did whatever it took, hey Tan, to make sure that the event was successful. And then when he saw the kind of money that we could make doing those events, he actually, a second time, he actually admitted to being wrong. And he was like, after that, he didn't want to do small events anymore. So with that said, that's kind of the long and short of my viewpoint of things. So I'm going to let him tell the story from his side of things.
Okay. Well, going back to what she said about the events, the first event, I actually missed it because my sister-in-law died a few years ago. She had liver cancer, and I actually missed that event. But since then, I've pretty much done every event Tina has done. If I missed it, there's been an extremely important reason why I couldn't be there. So pretty much 99% of the events, I've been there. When Tina first started, she did the small shows, the $25, $50 type events, just the little small events. There was a point, and I always, and I have to give Tina her props because this last time we got this on video, so I'm never gonna say this stuff again. Okay, so just play the video. But Tina was doing these small events. Nothing wrong with the small events, okay? But if you all know Tina, y'all know Tina has a lot of inventory, okay? I mean, we'll show you the jewelry room in a minute, but Tina has a lot of inventory. So,
hey, Gloria.
So our dilemma was Tina grew so fast and she accumulated so much jewelry to the point where, okay, we can do a $25, we can do a $50 event that's a few hours, but basically our setup time is longer than the actual events, so we kind of came to a crossroads basically where we were doing these events, and Tina was like, well, I'm ready to jump and go, and do some bigger stuff. Me, I'm a little more conservative when it comes to stuff like that. So my thing was, well, Tina, you're making good money here. You can do this and just keep going like this. So, but Tina was like, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it. Okay, so we chose this one big event we do in Birmingham. And this was the first big event that we did. And so I said, go ahead and book it. Hey, whatever happens, if we win, lose, or draw, I'm with you. We did the event, and it was a huge success.
That was the most sales to date at that point.
Up until that point, that was the biggest event that we've ever done. And I looked at it and I said, hey, you're right. We can nickel and dime and do these small events, or we can go all in and we can jump to the big leagues. So from that point on, we started doing big events. So, and I just wanted to throw that out there. It's nothing wrong. Men have a tendency to be a little cautious, and we question everything, and I don't know, they told, I don't know, it may or this, that, and the other. But there's nothing wrong with that because you need balance, okay?
That's what I was going to say. Tina, he balances me out because I run right.
Tina is like, hey, this person told me about this event. Let's do it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, okay, well, where is it going to be? What kind of people are going to be there? How many hours is it going to be? I ask a million questions, and I mean, it's just how I am. But you need both sides. You need a conservative side. You need a liberal side to balance stuff out.
I'm the liberal, you the conservative.
So I guess,
in real life, that's switched.
Yeah, in real life, but in paparazzi world, we'll say I'm more conservative. She's more liberal. Okay, but you need that balance, and basically what we do is we talk everything over. We throw out pros and cons. She'll say, okay, well, I think we should do it because of this. And I'll say, okay, well, what about this? And then at the end of the day, we make our decision.
And I bat my eyes and well over tears.
And the bottom line is this. Once we decide to do something, we're going to do it. We're going to put out 110% in it. Whether it works or it don't work, I'm not gonna say, hey, why do we do that? It doesn't matter at that point. Once we make that decision, it's our job to work together and make it work. So after the event, if it goes well, it's like, hey, if it doesn't go well, so be it. But that's a part of a relationship. I mean, and this applies to anything else you may do in your relationship. Whatever decision you make, you roll with it. If it turns out good, cool. If not, at the end of the day, it was you all's decision together, and you live with that. So,
how many bad events have we had?
Maybe I can probably count on my hand, honestly.
One event where we just made over our fee back.
And honestly, the bad events that we've done is nothing that we've done. Is nothing about paparazzi. It's just that nobody showed up to the event. It was poorly promoted. Those type of circumstances. But I can count on my 2 fingers, and we do events. We do 2, 3 events per month, and I can count on my 2 fingers the number of bad events.
But I think that's attributable to the fact that we have that back and forth where he asks the questions and we talk about it and look at the pros and cons, so we're better equipped, 1, to make better choices, and 2, because we have the mindset that once we agree on it, we're going to put 1,000% in. And so where other people are leaving crying and cussing and upset, we do well because we are determined together to do well. So that's one of the things I really appreciate about him. He didn't just give me his blessing and say, I support you in this business. He has been in the trenches with me, sweating and tired and fastening necklaces on little old ladies and sharing the opportunity and bagging up jewelry, he knows this business. If I got sick and I couldn't do an event, I have 100% confidence he could go and do the event and be as successful, maybe even more successful, because now these women can flirt with him without me being there. So he could be as successful, if not more successful, because he knows all the ins and outs in detail. He may not do it the way I do it, because I'm a OCD. I want things the way I want it. I obsess over things he doesn't obsess about. But at the end of the day, he knows this business in and out and is able to handle it even if I'm not around. And so as supporters to your paparazzi consultant, you need to ask yourself, can you say the same? He didn't wait until I start making thousands of dollars to start supporting me. He helped me to get to the point of making the type of money that I made. So let me ask you, is there anything that you didn't like about me starting the business, or anything that's changed, or anything you had issues with, or maybe thought you did but now you don't?
Well, I wouldn't say things that I don't like. I think there's a life adjustment that goes along with anything with a business. If you have a part-time job, there's a life adjustment. Me and Tina are the type, before we started doing paparazzi, we would just find a good concert somewhere and just hit the road and go to Knoxville, Tennessee, or Atlanta, or New Orleans, or we're that type of people. We kind of free spirited, just like to go out and have fun. So with us booking a lot of events, we have to basically work it around, our events, because as you all know, with paparazzi nowadays, it's hard to get into the bigger events. So we had to book events months ahead of time. Months ahead of time.
We booked a year in advance before.
Yeah, we got events right now that's basically next year that we already are scheduled to do. So there's an adjustment. Even with that though, we're still able to work it out to where, we can still have our, time outside of paparazzi. We still have our date nights. We find a good concert somewhere,
We'll work it into an event.
Yeah, we'll find if it's an event going on in that city and there's a concert or something going on, we'll book the event and we'll do the concert, and we'll concert one night, we'll do the event the next night, So I would say maybe an adjustment, but I wouldn't say it's anything that I, just don't like. For me, the most negative part about doing any type of vending is just dealing with the people that that do the vendor events and stuff.
He does not deal with them. I have to handle all the business.
Let me say this.
Because he'll say no to every event if he did.
I gotta say this. Some of these people that do these events are so shysty and so shady. I cannot, and I told her that. Because I just say, hey, forget them. We ain't doing it. And Tina, she'll bring me back down to earth and say, hey, you can't do that because, sometimes you gotta, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. So, and that's a situation where I have to defer to Tina, and I say, hey, if you think it's something good, we can do it. But that's the worst part about doing events is just the people that you have to, deal with. So I always vet your events. I always do like me and Tina do. Check just, call the people, ask them, say, how many people did you have last year? Is this your first event? Okay, how many people you expecting? It's nothing wrong with doing that. But like I said, I'm the type, I'm a little more stubborn, a little more headstrong than Tina is. So I kind of defer to her, and I actually let Tina, now I'll find events, but I'll let Tina basically deal with the people because I have low tolerance for shady, shysty people. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah, we gonna leave that alone.
Very low tolerance for people like that. I'm honest. I'm a straight up person. I expect people to deal with me like that, straight up. Now, if Tina has a situation like that, I'll step in at that point. But I like to defer to her and let her, basically find the events and then we work together and just make sure it works out the way we want it to.
Let me address a comment Nicole made. She said, they go so quick that you can't vet most of them. And, a lot of times, by the time they post them to Facebook or whatever, they go very quickly. But if that's why you have to start in advance and don't wait until it posts. We gotta quit. Facebook is a great tool, guys, but it is not the end all be all. We find very few events on Facebook. As a matter of fact, can you think of an event we've done in the last year that we found on Facebook? Right. Now, we get information from Facebook, but we go to the Eventbrite, or we go to the actual website of the event. Sometimes we don't even know about the event. We just look at different organizations, like church organizations, they bound to have a women's conference at some point. And so we find things a little earlier a lot of times than everybody else does. And we'll reach out. Most of our events, we reach out before they ever even publicize the event. And so when they do publicize the event, you know what they do? They email us or they call us and say, hey, we just put the application out. And so we've already kind of did a lot of the vetting before they ever even posted the event. And we're able to jump out there and grab the event. Okay. So, So it just works for us. But again, the key is that we work together. So things that would take me a long time to do or figure out on my own, we've been able to accelerate that process, because win, lose, or draw, we are a team. And so next we want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about why family or spouses or whatever don't show the support that we as consultants would like to see or feel that they should show. There are a lot of reasons, and some of them are not really valid, but some of them are valid reasons. So we kind of got together and talked about it, and we kind of came up with a lot of reasons that we're going to kind of talk about. First of all, a lot of guys look at it as a hobby. Okay? Mm-hmm. And that may be a legitimate thing, or it may not be a legitimate thing. When is it legitimate? It's legitimate when you treat it like a hobby. When you can pick it up and put it down, pick it up and put it down. You can't expect them to support that. Or when you're doing paparazzi today and LuLaRoe next week and Mary Kay the week after that, and you doing credit repair the week after that, and then you're going to swing back around to paparazzi, you can't do it. What's another reason?
Let me say this, and think about this for a second. What's the difference in, let's say, a guy, his wife said she wanted to sell paparazzi. So, what's the difference in that and, say, if she wanted to work at Macy's and sell jewelry? Okay, you should treat it the same way. If Tina was working at Macy's selling jewelry, I would give that the same respect as her selling paparazzi. So, some guys may think, well, this is just, a scheme, or, this, that, or the other. But if you were working a part-time job at a department store selling jewelry, I mean, you can actually make more money doing this than if you were, on a pay scale at a part-time store, at a department store, working part-time, and you were, basically on the clock, and you would have certain hours you had to work, but you can actually do this on your own time. So I think sometimes we look at, men are skeptical, like I said about the events. I'm skeptical. Even when Tina decided to do paparazzi, I had the same questions. But for me, a lot of people get part-time jobs working at the mall and department stores and retail. Well, for me personally, I would rather my lady had her own business, and Tina can carry jewelry around and go to the grocery store and sell it.
I sold my necklace off my neck this morning.
Yeah, so we have to look at things, just sit back for a second and just think about that. What's better, being on somebody's clock, just basically, and if it's part-time, it's going to be weekends or, some odd hours or whatever. But you could actually do this and do it on your own time. So,
yep.
So.
Few more reasons for time's sake, because, again, we want to wrap this up. We're going to talk about a few reasons why we don't get support, and then some ways that you can support your paparazzi consultant or any business that your significant other is in. Another reason is legitimate fear. They don't want you to fail, and they don't want you to feel bad about failure. They know it's tough out there. They know the rejection, and they don't want you to feel that. So they try to convince you not to participate. That's noble, but that's not realistic, guys. Life is going to have ups and downs and failures. But what is most important is that you are there with her every step of the way. Another reason, one you talked about.
Which one? The money?
Mm-hmm. You think it's too much money invested?
Oh yeah, too much money invested. Yeah. Again, when you actually look at paparazzi as compared to other direct sales company, you probably have to invest the least amount of money with paparazzi. When you just look at buying your inventory, I mean, the prices you spend on that compared to other direct sales companies is actually much lower. So.
Yep. You think that they can't make money? Well, I'm a living witness, and that was one of the.
And let me say this: as far as making money, when we do events, the worst events we've ever done, we're the only people that's selling at those events. Why? Because everybody that comes to that event has $5 in their pocket at least. Okay? Whereas this other vendor has jewelry that's $30, $40, $50 that pretty much looks the same as the stuff that we have. You know, people may not come in there to spend $30 on a necklace, but they'll come in there and spend $30 and get several necklaces with us. So it's been our experience that the price point actually gives us an advantage, especially when we do events. So.
All right, y'all getting quiet on us, so somebody make sure that you guys can still hear us and still see us. Another reason, a lot of guys look at it and say, oh, this is a woman's thing. You know, think about your beauty supply stores. When you go into beauty supply store, who's usually at the register? He's usually Indian owned a lot of times, and the husband is at that cash register. Why? Because it's not a woman's thing or a man's thing. It's a money thing. And so it doesn't matter that it's jewelry. What matters is you are bringing in income. And he'll tell you his skepticism really started going down when he started seeing, number one, the commission checks coming in, and then number two, I remember him and some other men who had wives in paparazzi. They were laughing and talking. It was like, man, when I started seeing that money, hey, I kind of got on board. So, but that's something for you as consultants. You want to get your significant other on board? It's the same thing I tell you guys all the time. What is the number one recruiter? Success. Same thing. It's the number one recruiter to get support from your significant other. What's another reason, real quick, and that we're going to run on? Just prefer traditional jobs, just traditional mindset. Everybody is not going to be traditionally, have a traditional mindset. 80% of women who make $100,000 or more, make six figures, do it by having some type of side business as an entrepreneur through direct sales or some other business, not working for someone else. And here's one. It can be selfish, but it can be legitimate. A lot of men feel like it's going to take away from their time. Okay. If she's at those events all the time, you know, he talked about we already didn't get to see each other. He could have easily said, man, that's just going to be more time. But instead he decided to do it with me. So there was no time lost, or you're not going to be able to take care of home because you always going to be out with that jewelry. So there are a lot of reasons, again, some legitimate, some not, why, our family and our loved ones don't always immediately show that support. But there are things that you can do to help with that. And we're going to share those to wrap things up. But before we do that, let's get back to family, spouses, significant others. What can you do exactly? Because some of you may say, well, hey, I want to support her, but I don't really know what to do. You know, I'm not a salesperson.
What skills do you have? Do you work with your hands? Can you build stuff? You can make boards. You can make displays. Tina, actually, when she first started, she had a smaller car. And it's I won't get into why she don't have it. But anyway, But she got another car, the Infiniti she has now. And so we used to load all her stuff in the car, and it was messing the seats up and stuff like that. So I actually bought her for, was it Christmas or your birthday? Christmas.
One of them.
I got her the trailer hitch, and I actually installed it on her car so that we could actually start hooking a trailer and pull a trailer, 5x8 trailer. So, I mean, some of you guys are work good with your hands. Some of you guys know a lot of people. If you know a lot of people, best thing you can do is actually tell them that your lady sells paparazzi and just turn them on to, you know, her business. That's, if you got a lot of Facebook friends, she does a Facebook Live.
Share it.
Share it. I mean, go down the line, share it. I mean, just little things like that. Whatever talents you have can contribute to the success of your lady selling paparazzi. So,
give her time, okay? Again, treat it like a part-time business. If I was at a restaurant at Macy's, he wouldn't be calling me talking about, "Hey, girl, I need a sandwich. I need my clothes washed." Or whatever. You would give her that time on that part-time job. So likewise, allow her allotted hours, set a schedule. Guys, I talk to you guys all the time about having a schedule. And then they can respect that schedule and know on these days at this time, he knows on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, I'm going live. So don't, I'm going live. Don't schedule nothing. Look at this room right here. I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but this is not my house. This is his house. And I needed a jewelry room because I had outgrown the spaces that I was using at my house. And he could have helped me figure out something at my house. He had an empty room at his house that he converted into a jewelry room. Okay, well, for those of you who are married or in the same household, you may can find a space. I know you got your man cave. You carve out a little of the man cave, one wall where she can go live when you're not watching games. Just tell her, okay, you can go live on Monday nights doing football, Saturday doing SEC, whatever. Y'all come up with a plan that works for y'all. But the point is, you guys are working together. Help her load and unload and pack and unpack. Unpack jewelry for her. If like I work full time, he does too, but he's home during the day more than I am. If I have a live and I have boxes come in, he'll unpack them. Y'all, that's not man's work, woman's work. That's business work. Because when you start seeing the fruit of that labor, you start seeing the money, you're not going to care that you playing in jewelry or whatever. You don't care about that kind of stuff. You know these are necessary things that need to be done. Nicole said, my husband hands out cards, built her boards, runs the table as I go out to greet customers. Absolutely. He's doing all the selling while I'm running my mouth. He got a brother for my daughter. Baby, his brother already, it's a line of paparazzi consultants. But he'll run the booth while I'm talking to people or while I'm trying to share the opportunity and recruit people or vice versa, you know. So he doesn't just go to the events and sit in the corner mean mugging. You know, y'all stop doing that. Just stay at home. Just say, hey, baby, I'll be back at 5 to pick you up.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't be the mad husband that did it.
Yeah, we know some not with paparazzi.
We sit up and laugh at that.
Yeah, but we see some vendors. We all do a lot of the same events, and we know some vendors where they got the mad husband sitting up all the time. Don't do that. Just don't, if you're gonna be there and be invested.
If it's a Saturday, get your tablet or get your phone out. I watch every Alabama game. I watch every college football game. I'm checking people out and stuff. But I pull my tablet out and I watch the game.
Let me tell you,
I check people.
I made so much money at an event one day because he was watching the Alabama football game. Because all the husbands realized he was watching football and came to my booth. And while they watched football, the wives were shopping.
I was the only person in there who had the game on my tablet. So we had the whole section locked down.
Exactly. What's something else that you can do? Just things that we he talked about skills, sharing with your friends, referring people, help find events for them. Wear the jewelry. Ron's not a big jewelry person, but he put this jewelry on. Something he did, you guys saw our pictures. He would never have taken pictures. But he didn't want to take them. And at first, before we went, his attitude was stayed, but on the drive over there, he got himself together because he wanted to support and help me, and he took them pictures. I even told him he ain't have to smile on all of them. So
hey, she held the gun up to me.
No, when he got home from work, I had all his clothes picked, ironed, laid out in the bag, ready to go, and I said, "Come on, we're gonna go and take some pictures." What are some other things? I'm sure you guys can think of things. Please feel free to add things, consultants that you would love for your significant other to do. So there are, if you don't want to work the business, there are behind the scene things. The big one is just provide emotional support. Guys, we get enough of rejection out there. We get enough no's. We get enough naysayers. We get enough people think we crazy for doing this. We get enough of that outside. We don't need to come home or come to you and get the same thing, which is, I believe you, Ron. She had to come. Whatever. We don't need to come home and deal with that in the house. There are times when I am down. He is always encouraging me. Matter of fact, he makes me mad. We didn't fell out because he wouldn't let me fall out about something. I wanted to pout and get mad and pitch a fit, and he wouldn't allow me to get down on myself. I have quit. I done gave up on team building 50 times. I done told him I'm done with the team. I don't care no more. Y'all, he is the reason we still have this team group right now, just in case y'all didn't know. So make sure y'all said thank you, Ron, because I was like, forget this. I could just go and sell the jewelry. I don't need the stress in my life. So the biggest way that you can support is just to provide that emotional. You ain't got to talk about jewelry all day, but just be there to support us. All right. So for time's sake, we only have a few minutes and we want to open the floor for questions. So go ahead and post your questions or comments if you have any. But I'm going to go through a few things. This is a message to the consultants now. Okay. If you want support, there are some things that we have to do to get that support and to deserve that support. Okay. And here are a couple of things. One, tell him what you need. This is a man. He is not a mind reader. He's not going to try. He may ask you one time, hey, what's wrong? When I was frustrated about my jewelry, hey, what's wrong? Nothing. He may ask him one more time. If you don't tell him what's wrong, he going on to football or something else. Open your mouth and communicate what it is you need. Share what's going on. And if he loves you, he's going to do what it takes to support you. Two, take your business seriously. I couldn't expect him to get behind me on this business if I was inconsistent and I wasn't serious about it. Again, show him the money. Hey, all the other arguments may not work. Start bringing that money home and see how quickly he won't get on board. Schedule, guys. We've got to set schedules. That helps him to respect the parameters of your business and give you that time to invest that you need. And it also makes sure that you can still, because you still have, especially if you're married, you still have responsibilities to your household, okay? And the worst thing that you can do is alienate them or cause him to resent your business because it is taken away from necessary time to take care of home, but also quality time. Little things like not being inconsiderate, guys. We can't be inconsiderate of their feelings. Something I had to learn to do. We'd be sitting at dinner and I'm talking to y'all or whatever, and I had to learn. If I can't keep that phone off, don't take it in the restaurant. He gives me all the time in the world that I need to work my business. I can give him 30 minutes or an hour to sit down and eat a meal without my face being buried in a phone. Schedule date night. Schedule things like that. And when you are together, you are together, because otherwise it's just like another man. He just my friend, but your friend getting all your time and attention. He's going to resent it. He's not going to ever get behind it. Don't take him too fast, okay? He trying to warm up to the idea and kind of get on board. Don't come in there with no $1,000 event. We had to work our way to that, okay? And I'm single. Again, I'm single. I could have easily said, hey, this is my money, it's my business, I do what I want to do. You can't, but you have a decision to make. Do I want to be with this person? Do I want him in my corner? You got to think about the big picture. And it just wasn't worth it. And eventually, okay, he saw that I respected his feelings. So take his advice, listen to his advice, respect it, and then he'll be more open to you. Lastly, no matter what's going on personally, you guys are a team. Win or lose, sink or swim, it does not matter. Never. Like I tell everybody who's joining paparazzi under me, I ask them, do you have a spouse or significant other? And I tell them before they decide to join, don't make a unilateral decision without getting them involved and then get mad if they don't support it. Okay? But get them in. I tell everybody, I joke, but I'm dead serious. And all of you who are personal to me know I said this. If you have a significant other in your life, I'm not trying to tear nobody's happy home over $5 jewelry. It's not worth it. Okay? But we set ourselves up for failure when we make these unilateral decisions, when we're inconsiderate of them, when we don't give them the time that they need. Then of course they're going to resent your business and they're not going to support you. I think that's all we have, and we went an hour anyway, but we have a few more minutes, so we're just going to open the floor for you guys. Please, please, please let us know what you think. Was this information helpful, insightful, in any way? Do you guys have any questions? I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to let him answer all the questions. So do you have, because I've talked to some of you guys, and you're like, I just don't know how to get my husband or my boyfriend on board or whatever. So you may have some questions that he can answer for you, and he's here. He's here to answer them. Nobody? I know there's a little bit of a lag in the video, so we're gonna give y'all a few minutes. Nicole said, thanks guys. So I guess we did a good job. Very helpful. Great. Yeah. So again, this is applicable to spouses, to significant others, to if your mama in the house and you want your mama working your business with you. These are things that both of you can see how the point is teamwork. Anyone that you want working on your team, these are things that you need to consider. But especially if you are in a marriage or in a relationship with someone. This is something that is going to help move your business forward and ensure your success, but also ensure success in your relationship. Great fun time, great info. Glad to hear it, Miss Shirley. Thank you, April, Giselle, Nicole, Shonda. Glad, Stacy, glad you guys enjoyed it. Last call for questions, and we're going to let you guys go. Any final thoughts?
Hey, let's do it, y'all. Let's do it.
Yep. We're finishing up the month. Last couple of days of the month. We have a long way to go. Let's make a decision. Are we in or are we out? If we're in, let's be like us. Let's be all in. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you, Miss Sean. Well, we're definitely glad you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna let him do more trainings and talk to you guys more often, because he has a different way of seeing things sometimes than me. But I think it'll be very valuable. Now he's done it, so he can't use it. He has no more excuses for not doing it. So you'll definitely be hearing from us more often. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. You all have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.